Okay, so I'm going to answer a question that I got regarding what my opinion is on picking up large debris with Kirby vacuum cleaners. Um, there's a few things I want to explain. Now, the Kirbys are built very, very strong, regardless of what model you have. I mean, they're just tanks. Um, but that does not mean that you can't break them. You know, especially as they age, the fans can actually get weaker and more brittle and more prone to breakage. Um, so I would highly advise avoiding picking up large debris like coins, screws, rocks, um, you know, coins, anything hard, um, because you just risk, breaking the fan, which is not the biggest deal in the world. But if you break the fan, that means you have to open up your Kirby, you have to get in there, you have to unscrew the old fan, screw a new fan in, and then reseal the casing of the Kirby with silicone and stuff. It's not the hardest thing to do, but if you can avoid it, anything helps. Now, I do have a variety of vacuum cleaners. I do have two Kirbys. I have the Kirby Ultimate G or G7, and I have the Kirby G5. Um, I just grabbed the Ultimate G just because it was out and easier to access, but um, no matter what Kirby you have, whether it's the G3, G4, G5, G6, Ultimate G Diamond Edition, Centuria, Centuria 2, Avalier, or Avalier 2, they're all going to be basically the same, other than just slight, you know, styling differences and color differences, obviously. Um, but but yeah, there's really not a huge difference in terms of layout. Um, so, but my G7 was just easier to grab for this video. Now, I want to explain a few things. I have this Hoover wind tunnel right here, and it is a machine that I do use in my house. You know, but I want to explain a few things. Now, the one thing with Kirby's is they're what is called a direct air vacuum cleaner. And what direct air means is everything comes up off the floor, goes through a fan, and then is blown up into the bag, up the fill tube and into the bag. These machines that you see with hoses on board and stuff are called what is called a bypass or clean air vacuum cleaner. And there are some differences. Now, in terms of which one cleans better than the other, in some cases they both clean about the same, depending upon the machine. But for the most part, when you're talking carpet cleaning, direct air is arguably the most efficient way to deep clean carpet. I mean, it just is what it is. You need good agitation, airflow, and high CFM to really pull everything out of the carpet. These clean air machines, I'm not saying with all of them, but most of them, they only get the surface stuff, and they don't beat the carpet quite as well as a direct air. Because I'm going to show you something. Now, this has to do with picking up large debris, which honestly, whether you have a cleaner or bypass vacuum cleaner or you have a direct air vacuum cleaner like a Kirby or, another one, a Kirby, an Auric, a Sanitaire, a old Eureka, those kinds that don't have any tools on board, but, it has a cloth bag that inflates. Those are what are called direct air vacuum cleaners. Yeah, some people say that's an old design and it has no place in the marketplace and stuff. I mean, to be honest, direct air vacuum cleaners are always going to have a place, because if you have mostly wall-to-wall carpeting, these are going to blow pretty much every other vacuum cleaner out of the water in terms of performance. And it's not just Kirby's. I mean, there are other direct air vacuum cleaners that do just as good of a job, if not better. But that's just one thing that I want to address, so that way you understand. But I want to explain now. Most typical clean air vacuum cleaners, this is how they work. If I can get it, to where I can show you. So the debris is going to come up off the floor, and the only entrance of air is right here, where my finger is. There's no entrance here, here, here. Where my finger goes in, there's the entrance. That's the air path. And then there's no entrance over here. There's no entrance over here. It's all, there's nothing coming through here. Now, that means only this portion is getting the most amount of airflow. All over here, it gets less and less and less. And so you might not get all of the dirt, dust, and debris out. Now, I will say that this vacuum cleaner in particular, the Suhr is by far one of the best performing clean air vacuum cleaners I think I've ever experienced. One of the best. And so the debris comes through there, and then it goes through this hose, and this hose is only this big. That's what's carrying all the debris through the tube here, and then it goes through the hose and down through here. Now, that's a long way for dirt to travel. Now, nothing ever goes through a fan. It all goes through that hose, and then it pulls into the bag. So, larger debris most of the time will not hurt these machines at all, because it does not go through a fan. That's one benefit. But again, whether you have a cleaner or direct air vacuum cleaner doesn't make a difference. I don't recommend picking up large debris. Now, on the other hand, let's look at a Kirby or a direct air vacuum cleaner. Basically, what you have here is, hold on. You have what is called a direct air vacuum cleaner. Now the same thing is going to happen. The debris is going to come up off the floor. It's going to go into the fan. And then, if I turn it here, it's going to go up this boot, up a fill tube, and into the bag. So it's going to clean more efficiently. Now, where the large debris problem comes in, and this is not necessarily a bad thing because I really don't recommend picking up large debris with a vacuum cleaner, regardless of what it is. But I'm going to take the nozzle off here, and you're going to see that these nozzles here, this is your nozzle. Now, if you notice, the opening is right in the center of the nozzle. And so, if you look here, you might be able to see that opening there. You see that? So, the fact that it's right in the center, you're going to get 100% suction and airflow all the way across this nozzle here. And right here, ooh, there's some hair on here. I'm sorry. Let's get that out. I do use these machines. They're not just like something that I have. I actually use them. Here's the fan. Now, you're going to get incredible performance because this fan is literally 3 inches from your floor. And like I said, this is arguably the best way to clean carpet, hands down. If you have mostly wall-to-wall carpet, this is arguably the most efficient way to clean carpet. I'm not saying it's the only way. Clean air will get the job done. It will make your carpet look clean and refreshed. There's nothing wrong with having a clean air vacuum cleaner. But if you want the ultimate clean, then a direct air vacuum cleaner is the way to go. Now, where this comes in as far as picking up large debris, think about like a rock. Like this fan spins at like a few hundred RPMs. It spins so fast. And so it pulls, imagine like a coin going through here. If it pulls that coin, it may go in here, hit one of the blades on the propeller, and hit it so hard to where it shatters the fan. And then your Kirby will sound weird. It'll make a loud noise, and you won't be able to use your Kirby because you won't have any airflow. and it could cause damage to the motor if you run a direct air vacuum cleaner with a broken fan, because it's not allowing the air to come through to cool the motor. So yeah, so just to avoid, you know, coins, screws, large rocks, um, hard debris, um, little tiny pebbles and stuff shouldn't be a problem, but I would just avoid picking up large debris. Like, don't be picking up, like, paper clips, um, you know, bobby pins, you know, hair clips, whatever else might be lying around on your floors. Don't intentionally pick those up. Now, I have accidentally picked up quite large debris, and surprisingly, I have not broken this fan. But if you have a Kirby from like the last 25 years or so, most likely you're going to have what is called the Lexan fan, which is made of a break resistant plastic, and so it's stronger than the old just hard plastic fans. If you have the Kirby G5 and newer, you most likely have this fan. If you have a Kirby G3 or G4, or even older than that, like the Heritage series or anything like that, you're most likely going to have a fan that is just a plastic that is not reinforced like this. But you can get a new fan that is stronger like this and put it in. And one way you can tell is if it has an older, weaker fan like that, usually they're gray. If it has a newer, stronger fan like this, it's going to be like this off-white cream color, or even just black. So that's just some information on that. Again, these things are built very, very well. They are built to be repaired. If something happens, it's not the end of the world. You can replace the fan. But it is something to be careful about when you're using these. So, yeah, I hope that helped. But yeah, so that is one thing about Kirby's to be careful with. But honestly, regardless of what vacuum cleaner you have, whether it's a direct air like this or a clean air, I would still be very careful about what you pick up, because honestly, you don't want to risk doing damage to your vacuum cleaner, because you can still do damage to a clean air vacuum cleaner, if you pick up really hard debris, especially if it's, plastic or something, because you can, it can come in there, the brush can be spinning really hard, fling that hard object, and possibly, like, blow through the plastic. So, yeah. So basically, when it comes up the nozzle, it's gonna blow up this boot, up this fill tube, and then into the bag. That is arguably the most efficient way that a vacuum cleaner could operate in terms of carpet cleaning. Now, yeah, so, and these bags are huge. They hold a lot of dirt and debris, so, yeah, I hope that was helpful for you. If you have any more questions, please don't hesitate to ask me. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.